Well, it's time for the 96th Annual Academy Awards, which means it's time for a bunch of celebrities to preach their ideologies to the general public, and for me to predict who I think is going to win this year. I got 15 out of 23 last year, which is the best I've ever done. Let's see if I can do better this year. If you just want to see who I think is going to win, skip to 1 hour 20 minutes. I'm going to do this the same way I always do, where I just go on IMDb and just look at the categories and choose which one I think is going to win. Alright, so first is Best International Film. We have Io Capitino. I'm sure that's not how that's pronounced. The Sight of the Snow, The Zone of Interest, Perfect Days, and The Teacher's Lounge. I have not seen any of these, and I'm not sure what any of them really are about, except for The Zone of Interest. So, Io Capitino, let's see, a Homeric fairy tale that adventure journey of two young boys leave a car to reach Europe. Okay. So only got one nomination, has several other wins. Okay. I got nominated for Golden Globe, didn't win. Okay. Society of the Snow is about a rugby team that crashes on a glacier. The Andes, a few passengers survive and find themselves in one of the toughest environments to survive. Okay. Actually seems kind of interesting. They got nominated for two. Oh, makeup and hairstyling. And that doesn't really help it because that doesn't really have an impact on like best film or anything. Okay. Got nominated for Golden Globe. The Zone of Interest is an odds. Okay, so this is a World War II thing. A dream life for their family in the house and garden beside a camp. Okay. Interesting. Yeah, this got nominated for 5 Oscars, 51 wins. International sound. Oh, it got nominated for Best Motion Picture. Yeah, this is gonna win. As long as these two aren't nominated, which I don't think they are, this is gonna win. Directing, screenplay. It won the BAFTA for British Film BAFTA has that biased. I'm guessing it won the Golden Globe. Yeah, oh, okay. Yeah. Interesting. Alright. Well, anyway, Perfect Days is Hiroshima cleans the public towards Tokyo, where he lives daily tranquility. Some encounters lead him to reflect on himself. Okay. Yeah, I got 1 nomination, 4 wins, 35 others. The only one. Yeah, I don't see this winning. The Teacher's Lounge. Student suspected of theft, decides to go to the bottom. Okay. Just gotten 1 nomination. And yeah, I think it's pretty clear on this one. The Zone of Interest is going to win Best International Film. Next up is Best Documentary Short Film. I have not seen any of these either. All right, so Island in Between is reflects on his relationship with Taiwan, the United States, and China from the island of Kinmen, a few miles north from mainland China. All right. That got this is the only thing it's been nominated for at all. Interesting. The ABCs of Book Banning reveals the voices of the impact parties of book ban from school districts, inspiring hope and future insight in equity useful minds. All right. So it got nominated for Critics' Choice and some film awards thing. All right. The Last Repair Shop. Tells the story of four uninsured heroes and no student derived from joy of music. Okay, so it's about music and everything. All right. Academy kind of likes those, but not to have them win. It won the Critics' Choice for documentary. Okay. Nia Nia and Wayopo. I'm sure I butchered that. Personal love letter from director and his grandpa's super team. The dance star is away. All right. Okay, not really seeing anything that could help it win. The Barber of Little Rock explores America's widening racial wealth gap through the story of so the Academy kind of likes these kind of ones where it's like racial division, stuff like that. That might push it to the win. I got nominated for Critics' Choice. All right. I mean, none of these really have like an obvious thing that would help them win. I can see like ABC's of book banning or Barber of Little Rock. But I think I'm gonna give it to the Barber of Little Rock. Is gonna be my choice to win Best Documentary Short Film. Next category is Best Live Action Short Film. Invincible is a true story recounting 48 hours in the life of a 14-year-old boy on desperate quest for freedom. Got one Oscar, 3 wins. I'll go international. All right. Red, White, and Blue is a poor single mother go out of state for a necessary abortion. Okay. So a hot button topic and like, controversial stuff. The Academy really likes these kind of movies. So that might push it up so that they could like, push their side of the agenda on that. Let's see, what were their 2 wins? Dances with Films, I don't know what that is, and some international film festival. Okay. The Wonderful Story of Henry Sugar. I did see this. I really liked it. I like that it's set up to look like a play. Like it looks like it's a play on stage. And so like it was really well done. I like Wes Anderson's movies. So it's pretty much about the variety stories of like this guy who's able to see through objects and predict the future. Um so let's see. It got it only has 3 nominations and no wins. That's kind of unfortunate. Like this is kind of the one I would like to win. Night of Fortune, loss of a loved one, yellow skin in a coffin. It's too much for Carl to face. Okay. That's not very helpful in its description. Okay. I don't really see anything I recognize. The After, I did see this. I didn't really like it. It was just really slow and boring, and nothing really happens. Because it's about like a grieving house driver who picks up a passenger who helps him confront his past. Like I said, it was just really slow and nothing really happened in it. But won a couple film awards. Okay. I do really want The Wonderful Story of Henry Sugar to win, but I don't think it's going to. As far as from what I know about the Academy and their voters, I could see Red, White, and Blue winning. Since it really only has 2 other wins and 2 nominations, that might hurt its chances. I do see it winning though, but Invincible, it's about like a teenage kid trying to get, his freedom back and everything. That's the type of thing that the Academy really likes. And really the only thing that pushes it above Red, White, and Blue for me is that it has more wins and they do tend to like vote based on like what else is popular. So I'm just gonna guess and say best live action short film is Invincible. So next is best animated short film. We have Letter to a Pig, Our Uniform, The War is Over, 99 Senses, and oh man, Pachydermy. I'm gonna go with that. That's probably wrong, but I'm gonna go with that. All right, Letter to a Pig. A traumatic memory of a Holocaust survivor transports a young schoolgirl to the inner journey. Okay. Another World War II movie. The animation was pretty interesting. So 6 wins. I don't know what any of these award things are. All right. Our uniform. An Iranian girl unfolds to school memories and wrinkle the fabrics of her old uniform. Okay. All right. The war is over. A World War front, a carrier pigeon delivers messages to soldiers playing chess unaware on their opposite sides. Interesting. I do like the animation of that. Oh, so it won an Annie Award. Okay. That might help it, but that is the only other nomination it's gotten. 99 Senses is an ode to a body's fifth senses delivered by a man in a small time to enjoy them. I'm guessing a 95-year-old man. Okay. Whoa, that got a bunch of wins and nominations. All right. All right. So, a bunch of film festivals and stuff. Okay. And then this one that I don't know how to pronounce. Like every summer, strays to his grandparents' countryside a few days during the holidays. It's snow, the height of summer, and a monster is going to die. All right. It only has 3 other nominations. Hmm. I could see something like Letter to a Pig winning, but like 95 Senses has so many other nominations and wins that it's probably going to win. So I'm going to say 99 Senses is going to win Best Animated Short Film. Next is Best Animated Feature Film. We have Elemental, Robot Dreams, The Boy and the Heron, Nimona, and Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. I saw Elemental and I did not like it. Like, I just thought it was just a boring movie. The characters were annoying. I couldn't stand the water guy, whatever his name was. Wade, I guess. Like, he was just annoying, and like I barely was able to sit through that movie. So it has 1 nomination, 1 win, and 64. I think this is the only Disney movie that's nominated too. Normally Disney gets like half these. But yeah, it doesn't. Wonder what its win was. I don't know. I'm not scrolling through all this. I don't think that's gonna win. Robot Dreams. The Adventures and Misfortune of a Dog and a Robot in New York City during 1980s. Okay. I do like the animation of it. Let's see, that's 2043. I don't think that's gonna win. Just because of the other 2 movies. So it won the Annie, independent feature though, so not overall. Okay. The Boy and the Heron. Wake of his mother's death, marriage, a strong-willed boy ventures into dreamland. Okay. I could see this winning just because it's gotten a lot of buzz and excitement around it, and I think it won the Golden Globe, if I remember right. So it was nominated for the Annie. Oh, it won the BAFTA. Okay. Nominated for Critics' Choice. It did win the Golden Globe. Okay. So I can see this one winning. Let's see. Nimona. Not futuristic. Couldn't commit. Okay. I don't see this one winning. I've never even heard of it. Not that that matters, but, you know. Okay. And then the one that's most likely to win, Spider-Man Across the Universe. Yeah, it's gotten a bunch more wins and nominations. This is a sequel though, and generally the Academy doesn't really like giving awards to sequels. Especially for like the overall like best movie or best motion picture or best animated feature or something like that. But if it's good enough, then they might. So that did win the Annie. It was nominated for BAFTA, won the Critics' Choice. Okay. So really, it's between The Boy and the Heron and Spider-Man. Just because Spider-Man's a sequel and The Boy and the Heron is supposed to be Hayao Miyazaki's last film, I think that's really going to push it above Spider-Man. So I think that The Boy and the Heron is going to win Best Animated Feature Film. Next is Best Documentary Feature. I haven't seen any of these and I have no idea what they're about. 20 Days in Mariupol is a Russian invasion begins and a team of Ukrainian journalists trapped in the besieged city don't continue to work. Okay, so this is about the Russia and Ukraine war. It's a really hot button topic. It's really political. The Academy again likes those type of things. They want to, be like, look how great our opinion on it is, and so they want to give it awards if it agrees with their opinion. And so since this was nominated, it probably does. I have no idea what this film is about, whether it's good or bad for what side. Um, it won Best Documentary at the BAFTA. Nominated for the Gotham. I don't think Golden Globe has documentary things. They don't care. Okay, so that won a bunch. Let's see. Four Daughters. Light and Darkness. Mother and her four daughters, one day or two older daughters disappear. Invites professional actors to fill their absence. Okay. This seems like just like a not exactly like an okay documentary. Maybe they just nominated because they didn't have anything else. I don't know. It won the Gotham. Interesting. All right. To Kill a Tiger. Farm in India fights for his life to demand the justice for his 13-year-old daughter of a brutal gang. He decided to support his daughter is virtual unheard of. His decision to support his virtual unheard of, and his journey is unprecedented. Okay, so that kind of would push it because it's a very intense topic, and it might be something that some people might not want to make a documentary of, but this person did, so they're kind of rewarding that with a nomination. I can see it possibly winning. Bowie Wine follows Ugandan opposition leader, activist, musical star. He uses music to fight the regime. Okay, so music to bring people together and fight against stuff. Okay. Maybe. I don't really see it winning. Eternal Memory. I've been together for 25 years. 8 years ago, I was diagnosed with Alzheimer's. Okay. All right. So it's about an aging couple, and one of them has a disease. All right. Or an illness. Okay. So it won the Sundance Film Festival. All right. Between these, I could see either 20 Days in Mariupol or To Kill a Tiger. But 20 Days Mariupol's topic, overall, is is a lot more talked about and a lot more divisive. And so I'm assuming this agrees with the Academy's opinion on the war, so they really want to push that their opinion is right. Whether you agree with their side or not, I don't really care. I'm just saying what I feel the Academy thinks. So I think 20 Days in Mariupol is going to win Best Documentary Feature. Next up is Best Achievement in Visual Effects. We have Godzilla -1, Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning Part 1, The Creator, Guardian of the Galaxy Volume 3, and Napoleon. For this, I just clicked the head of the visual effects department just because it's a lot easier to find their visual effects nominations than scrolling through the movie itself. So for Godzilla, let's see, this is his first nomination. How many did he win for this movie? I don't care about all those other ones. So he got nominated there, nominated by the visual effects. This did get a lot of hype for how good its visual effects was. Um, so I could see it winning. Okay, and it got a lot of it for that. Let's see, Mission Impossible got quite a bit nominated. It hasn't won a single one though, which is interesting. Let's see, Jay Cooper did The Created, or The Creator. All right, so I see nominations. He won the Visual Effects Society Award. Okay, won the Lewis. Won the Denver Film Festival. Okay. Let's see. This was for Guardian of the Galaxy. Okay. Then Napoleon. Yeah, they didn't really get very many nominations. I don't really know. I haven't seen any of these movies either, which doesn't help. But I know Godzilla got a lot of hype, and so the creator could win. I saw several wins from it, but I also saw several wins of Godzilla. So I'm just gonna kind of lean towards my personal opinion, and I feel like Godzilla -1 could win Best Achievement in Visual Effects. Next is Best Achievement for Original Song. We have It Never Went Away for American Symphony. I'm Just Ken for Barbie. I don't know why that one got nominated. I don't, I personally don't feel like it should have been, but whatever. What, Wazahase. Wazahase? I'm, I'm gonna give up on that. I don't know. A Song for My People. Let's go with that. From Killers of the Flower Moon. What Was I Made for Barbie. The Fire Inside for Flamin' Hot. So Joe Basti, oh, he's won an Oscar already. Got nominated for American Sympathy. And I don't see any other thing it got nominated for, so I don't really see it winning. Okay. Mark Rawson got nominated, has also won an Oscar. He got nominated for I'm Just Ken. Oh, he wrote Shallow? That is a vastly different song. All right. Did that even win anything? Okay, so it won the Las Vegas. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, I don't see this song winning. Got George. Got nominated for this. I don't see this one winning either. Not even 100% sure why it got nominated. Then Billie Eilish, who's already won an Oscar for What Was I Made For? Like, I don't know why this song was nominated. I don't even really like Billie Eilish in general. But this song, like, I don't know why it's nominated because, like, it's not even a good song. And she just, like, whispers really quietly and breathes really loud in it. Like, I can barely even hear her singing unless they like it because they can't hear her singing. I don't know, but I feel like her breathing is louder than her actual singing. Like, seriously, listen to the song. She basically goes, "Ah, na, na, ah, na, ma." Like, her breathing is so loud, and I don't know why. Like, what is she doing? This song got nominated for several. It won a Golden Globe. Got nominated for Satellite. Like, this is a song that's probably going to win. I don't know why it's going to win, or why it was even nominated, but it's gonna win. Because for some reason people like Billie Eilish and her terrible singing. I don't know. And then and then my favorite songwriter, Diane Warren, got nominated for her 15th Oscar that she is not going to win. Like, honestly, at this point, the Academy is just being a bunch of dicks. Like, yeah, let's nominate this woman a bunch of times and get her hopes up and just never let her win. Like, it's just so ridiculous. She's been nominated 6, 7 years in a row. Not a win. Nominated since 1988. Yeah, see, this doesn't even have like a Golden Globe nomination or anything. Like, they just nominated her just to, I don't know, see if she'll lose it and stab Billie Eilish on stage when she wins. I have no idea. Maybe they're hoping something like that'll happen. I mean, Will Smith went onto the stage and slapped Chris Rock in front of millions of people, and they still let him stay and give his best actor speech. So maybe they're hoping something like that happens when she doesn't win for the 15th time. Anyway, yeah, she's not gonna win this year either. So, unfortunately, I feel like What Was I Made For is gonna win Best Original Song. The next category is Best Original Score. We have American Fiction, Killers of the Flower Moon, Poor Things, Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, and Oppenheimer. Lauren Carpin did, let's see, American Fiction. Okay, so we got a few other nominations. Didn't really win much. I think just one. Yeah, okay. And Killers of the Flower Moon from the Boston Society did not win the BAFTA. Nominated, not win the Golden Globe. I'm seeing a bunch of nominations, but not very many wins. Here's a few, but nothing that really matters. Poor Things. Nomination, nomination. Nomination, nomination. A lot of nominations, no wins. John Williams been nominated for like 52 Oscars. I think this is his 53rd. Yeah, this is going to take forever to scroll through because he has so many. Yeah, 215 wins. Like, I'm just going to guess no. Like, he's been nominated one enough. We're good. Then Oppenheimer. I have a feeling this one's going to win. Like, it won BAFTA, Critics' Choice, Golden Globe. Yeah. Yeah, see, most of its original score nominations are wins. So I feel like it's a pretty easy choice. Oppenheimer is going to win Best Original Score. Next up is Best Achievement in Makeup and Hairstyling. That we have Golda, Oppenheimer, Society of the Snow, Maestro, and Poor Things. So for Golda, I've never heard of this movie. Ad, go away. Yeah, it has one other nomination, so probably not. Oppenheimer got nominated for the BAFTA. It is a historic movie, so that's probably why it got nominated. They mostly do costume wins for those, not really hair and makeup. Sight of the Snow. Okay, so I have a few wins, few nominations. Maestro, nominated for BAFTA, didn't win. Nominated. Okay. Couple wins. Nominated for Gold Derby. All right. And then Poor Things, which won the BAFTA. I don't know what won the Gold Derby, but I don't think it was nominated then. Let's see, won Hawaii, whatever that was. All right. So with hair and makeup, it's kind of hard because there's not really like big awards for those other than really the BAFTA. Um, I do Poor Things is that like really out there type of movie that has like weird costumes and hair and stuff like that. And the rest seemed like historical pieces that maybe gold. I don't know what that is. So I think just because it's different from the other nominations, I think Poor Things is going to win Best Makeup and Hairstyling. Next is Best Sound. I remember when this was two categories. I think it was like sound mixing and sound editing. But then the same people for the same movie would always win both of them that year anyway. So they just kind of combined it into one. So it was like, all right, best sound. So first, we have Maestro. So nominated for the BAFTA, nomination. Don't see any wins. Nominated for Gold Derby. Don't really see that one winning. Oppenheimer is probably going to win because they had a nuclear bomb in that movie, and apparently it sounded really good. I don't know. I've never seen the movie. I want to, just haven't got around to it. Let's see, got nominated for the BAFTA, Audio Society. Nomination, won the Gold Derby. See, there's a win, there's a win, there's a win, there's a win. So it seems it won more than it didn't win. Next is the Zone of Interest, which won the BAFTA. But you gotta keep in mind the BAFTA does have a bias towards like European films, just because that's where they're from. It's the British Academy. Not that that means that this didn't earn the BAFTA or anything, but I just know they do have that bias. Seems like it didn't win most of what it was nominated for. Mission Impossible. Nomination. Nation. Yeah, it seems it just got nominated for a few, didn't win anything. The creator. This is the only thing it's nominated for. All right. So I'm going to say that Best Sound is going to go to Oppenheimer. Next is Best Achievement in Costume Design. We have Barbie, Napoleon, Poor Things, Killer of the Flower Moon, and Oppenheimer. Barbie. Let's see, it won the Saturn. Nominated for BAFTA. Won the Critics' Choice. It won the Costume Designer Guild. So that means a lot for this. Okay, so several wins, several nominations. Okay. Won the Gold Derby. And Yates. Did Napoleon. Nomination. Don't see wins, though. Okay. For Poor Things, it won the BAFTA. All right. It won the Costume Designers Guild. Okay. Okay, so this won quite a bit. Beckham West. Was Killers of the Flower Moon. Getting a lot of nominations, not wins. Okay. Must. I don't know how to say her last name. Oppenheimer. This is one of the ones where I don't see Oppenheimer winning. I think between this, it's between Barbie and Poor Things, just because Barbie They really tried to make them look like the dolls, and they did a really good job with that. And then Poor Things again, like I talked about, just that weird like period piece where they have the costumes that look like really old times, and they're really exaggerant, and they're really extravagant, and it seemed like they took a lot of time to design and make. But I think just because of how well they did at making the costumes look like Barbie doll costumes and everything, I think Barbie is going to win Best Costume Design. Next category is Best Achievement in Production Design. So this, if you don't know what production design is, that's basically like the stage or the background and buildings and things like that. Like what the environment is basically what production design is. This category used to be called art direction, like best achievement in art direction, but I guess no one really knew what that was, and so they changed it to production design. Anyway, Sarah Greenwood worked on Barbie. Let's see, it won the Saturn. It was nominated for BAFTA, won the Critics' Choice. I really did like the production design for this movie, though. They did a good job of making it look like it was in like that Barbie dream house or whatever home they were in and stuff like that. And how much different it looked when they went into the real world. And, even though they probably filmed on location, that's still part of the production design. And so I feel like those two contrasts were like really well done. And it did win a bunch of its production design nominations. Arthur Max worked on Napoleon. I don't really see very many nominations. Okay. James Price. Poor Things. So that's what won the BAFTA. Okay. That seems like the okay, so Art Directors Guild. All right. Yeah, anytime you see a guild or something like that that's specific to it, that usually means a lot if they won it. It doesn't mean they're going to win the Oscar, but it does mean quite a bit for it. Jack Fisk, The Killers of the Flower Moon. If there's anything else in this movie, I see a bunch of nominations, but no wins. Bruce DeJong. Did Oppenheimer, and I'm seeing a bunch of nominations, but not okay. One win. That's period film, so that's like a specific category. Yeah, I'm seeing a bunch of nominations, but no wins. So for production design, I haven't seen Poor Things, so I can't really say anything. Barbie is the only movie of these I've seen. As I talked about earlier, they did a really good job of making the Barbie world look like it was like toys and everything. So I think best achievement in production design is going to go to Barbie. Next category is best achievement in film editing. We have Anatomy of the Fall, Oppenheimer, The Holdovers, Killers of the Flower Moon, and Poor Things. So, Anatomy of the Fall, nominated for BAFTA. It won a few Society Awards. Okay. Nominated for Gold Derby. All right. Jennifer Lame. Worked on Oppenheimer. Won the Saturn. Won the BAFTA. Won the Critics' Choice. Let's see. Won whatever that is. All right. Yeah, I'm seeing that won most of what it was nominated for. Won the Gold Derby. Yeah. I think this is gonna win. but we'll look at the other ones. See, The Holdovers. I saw this movie. I actually really enjoyed this movie. I thought it was a pretty good film. I don't think it's going to win Best Film Editing, but Fusion on 3. Wow. Or does she really need a fourth? No, I'm just kidding. Because Killer of the Flower Moon, I don't see winning either. Nominated. Yeah. I'm not scrolling through all of these because she has a bunch of nominations. Not sure how to pronounce this guy's name, who did Poor Things. So yeah, nomination. Okay. So I feel like for best film editing, Oppenheimer is gonna win. Next is best cinematography. So this is like the lighting and the camera work. If you didn't know what that was, so we have El Conde, Maestro, Poor Things, Killer of the Flower Moon, and Oppenheimer. Generally, with this, the Academy likes black and white films. Like El Condo's black and white. Uh, a lot of Maestro is black and white. Um, I don't know. They just have a bias towards black and white films for cinematography. So, El Conde nominated. I wish the picture would load. That would be helpful. But oh well. Yeah, I'm trying to look at the title. I don't see a lot of it. He worked on Maestro. And as the theme of this movie, I see a bunch of nominations, but no wins. Very few wins. Okay. Robbie Ryan. Poor Things. Let's see. Nominated. BAFTA. Won the British Society of Cinematographers. Nominated for Critics' Choice. And okay. It has a lot of nominations and wins too. He worked on Killer of the Flower Moon. Which, same as Maestro, has a bunch of nominations, but not very many wins. Okay. Oppenheimer won the BAFTA, won the Critics' Choice, kind of the major ones. Not won the Satellite. Yeah, just by scrolling through, won most of what it was nominated for, which, as with the theme of the Academy, means that it's probably going to win the Oscar. So for best cinematography, they're going to kind of break the mold of black and white films win, and that they're going to have Oppenheimer win best achievement in cinematography. The next category is best adapted screenplay. We have American Fiction, Oppenheimer, Zone of Interest, Barbie, and Poor Things. But for American Fiction, let's see, it won the BAFTA, won the Critics' Choice, nominated for that. Independent Spirit Film. Okay. The Writers Guild nominated it, didn't win. One screenplay. So it won quite a bit of screenplay Oscar or awards. Okay. All right, this might be a while. Film writing, film directing for BAFTAs. Nominated, didn't win. Right. Nomination. All right. Christopher Nolan has so many nominations. I'm just gonna go with that since that showed the major ones. So Anatomy of a Fall got nominated, didn't win. The Boston Best didn't win the BAFTA. All right, so it has a bunch of nominations for screenplays. Not too many wins for that though. Okay. Dorich. All right. Nomination. Quite a bit nominations for Barbie, but no actual wins for screenplay. And then Poor Things. Nominated, didn't win. Nomination. Won whatever that Florida film is. All right. Well, American Fiction won quite a bit of the bigger ones, and as far as screenplay, I don't know, they usually go to like the weirder movies. I don't see Poor Things winning it. So I think that American Fiction is going to win Best Adapted Screenplay. Next is Best Original Screenplay. So we have Anatomy of a Fall, May December, The Holdovers, Maestro, and Past Lives. First is Justine Her for Anatomy of a Fall. Okay, so it won the BAFTA for original screenplay. National film. That's European screenplay. That's original screenplay. It won the Golden Globe for best screenplay, and they don't separate it between original or adapted. Won the Gotham. Okay, so it's won quite a few big awards for this. Next is Sammy Birch for May December. Nomination. Okay. It was nominated for quite a bit. Okay. Yeah, it seems like it didn't win nearly as many as it was nominated for. So the Holdovers, it won that Boston thing, which got tied with May December. Nominated for the BAFTA, nominated, won that. Okay, nominated for Writers Guild, didn't win it. Yeah, I've seen a lot of nominations, few wins. Bradley Cooper did Maestro, which is Bradley Cooper like competing with Diane Warren for the most nominations without a win? Because he's getting up there. I think is that what, 12? 12, yeah. 12 Oscar nominations, and he hasn't won a single one. Honestly, I don't think he's gonna win one this year either. Um Yeah, he has, yes, almost 300 nominations. So for him, I'm gonna do Josh Singer. Hopefully, he has less. Okay, let's see. Oh, okay, he did. Spotlight, interesting. The nominated for BAFTA, Critics' Choice. This just didn't win. Okay, won the Las Vegas one. I think most of his are for Spotlight, though. Yeah. Okay. And song did Past Lives. Nominated for BAFTA, didn't win nominations. Yeah, so that's directing. Screenplay for whatever that Florida thing is. Gotham. I'm seeing a lot of nominations, but not too much as far as wins. So I think a best original screenplay, just because it won the major awards. I think best original screenplay is going to go to Anatomy of a Fall. Next, we have achievement in directing. We have Christopher Nolan for Oppenheimer, Justine Triet for Anatomy of a Fall, Yorgos Lanthimos for Poor Things, Jonathan Glazer for Zone of Interest, and Martin Scorsese for Killers of the Flower Moon. For Christopher Nolan, okay. Christopher Nolan, let's see, as far as directing, he won the BAFTA, all right. Won the Critics' Choice. Directors Guild? Okay, he won the Directors Guild of America for this. He won the Golden Globe for directing. Did not win Satellite. So yeah, he won a bunch of the major awards, so he's most likely going to win, but we'll see what the others are. Doing Trite. Directing. Caesar Award, I don't know what that is. European. Yeah, a lot of her stuff was screenplay. Okay. Yorgos Lanthimos. Or as directing, nominated. Yeah, he was that weird guy. He makes weird films, like Killing of the Sacred Deer, The Lobster, just odd films. Kind of like him though. I have not seen Poor Things though yet. Okay. Grazer. Let's see. So we won what that Critics' Choice is. At trying to quickly go through these. Yeah, he has a few wins for directing, but I don't think it's enough to push him up. Then Martin Scorsese. He is one of those guys that gets nominated a lot, but just can never seem to win. Like, he does have an Oscar, but he's been nominated, I think, 10 or 12 other times that he has not won. So let's see. Yeah, 11 more. So a lot more than that. That's 16. So 15 other times that he hasn't won. Just nuts. But anyway, yeah, he has. Yeah, he has a lot of other ones. Yeah, I don't see him winning this one. So I think Best achievement in directing is going to go to Christopher Nolan for Oppenheimer. And now we are getting into the acting categories with performance by an actress in a supporting role. We have America Ferrera in Barbie. Who was she in Barbie? Daniel Brooks in The Color Purple, Jodie Foster in Nide, Divine Joy Randolph in The Holdovers, and Emily Blunt in Oppenheimer. First is America Ferrera in Barbie. Who was she in Barbie? Was she the mom? Like, I really don't remember her being in this movie. Who was she? Like, what does that say that I don't even know who she was? Where is she in this? She wasn't even in, like, the main cast list. Here she is, all the way down here. Gloria. Who the hell is Gloria? Oh, she was the mom. Okay, so she was the mom. I guess? Why was she nominated for this? I don't... Oh, she's the one that did that huge-ass speech at the end of the movie. Okay, is that what she's nominated for? This huge-ass speech? Like... I'm not trying to be mean, I'm just... I'm not trying to be mean. I honestly don't remember her being in this movie. This might be the worst acting Oscar nomination I've ever seen. Anyway, maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Let's see. So she was nominated for the Critics' Choice, was not nominated for Golden Globe. Nominated for Satellite. People's Choice, that doesn't matter. She was nominated. Oh, that's cast. Okay. Yeah, she doesn't even have like very many big nominations. I don't know why they nominated her for an Oscar for this. Okay, here we're getting some, but it's not anything huge. Yeah, I don't see her winning. Danielle Brooks for The Color Purple. Let's see. She was nominated for BAFTA, Critics' Choice, Golden Globe. Yeah, a bunch of nominations, but it was 1 win, 2 wins. Yeah. Jodie Foster for Naiad. I'd never heard of this movie before this. Wasn't even nominated for Critics' Choice. Golden Globe. Doesn't seem much else. Yeah, okay. Divine Joy Randolph was for The Holdovers, which I have seen that movie, and I actually really like that movie, and she was really good in it. Like, I hope she wins this, because she actually did a really good job with her role. So she won a BAFTA, won a Critics' Choice, won a Golden Globe, did not win the Gotham. So yeah, she won most of the major categories. Won a SAG. Yeah, just a bunch of wins. Emily Blunt for Oppenheimer. Okay, so she won a Saturn, nominated for BAFTA. Nominated. Yeah, so I'm seeing a bunch of nominations and not very many though. So I think that just because she won a bunch of other major awards and the Academy really looks into that, I think Divine Joy Randolph is going to win Best Supporting Actress for The Holdovers. And now we're on to Best Supporting Actor. We have Mark Ruffalo in Poor Things, Robert Downey Jr. in Oppenheimer, Sterling K. Brown in American Fiction, Robert De Niro in The Killing of the Flower Moon, and Ryan Gosling in Barbie. Mark Ruffalo for Poor Things. Let's see. Not nominated for BAFTA. Nominated for Critics' Choice. Nominations. Nominated for Golden Globe. Didn't win it. Um. Yeah, so not too much there. Robert Downey Jr. for Oppenheimer. I think he's gonna win. Just because he won like a bunch of the major awards, like the BAFTA and the Critics' Choice, the Golden Globe. Not the Satellite, wasn't nominated for Gotham, but yeah, he won most of everything that he was nominated for supporting actor for this. Yeah, won the SAG. So he has a pretty good chance at winning it. Sterling K. Brown for American Fiction. Let's see, got nominated there. Wasn't nominated for a Golden Globe. Nominated for the SAG. Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of nominations. There's a win. Yeah. Robert De Niro for Killers of the Flower Moon. Again, he has a ton of wins and nominations, so it's gonna be kind of hard to find, but yeah, from what I'm seeing, it's mostly nominations, not really wins. All right. Ryan Gosling for Barbie. Not surprised he got nominated, which is interesting. Like, it's just weird how many nominations Barbie got in general. I don't know. Yeah, nominations. Yeah, I'm saying like mostly nominations just because Robert De Niro, or it's because Robert Downey Jr. won most of them. So, all right. I think based on how many major awards he has won for this role, I think that Robert Downey Jr. is going to win Best Performance by an Actor in a Supporting Role. And now we move on to Best Actress in a Leading Role. We have Annette Bennings in Nide, Emma Stone in Poor Things, Sandra Hüller in Anatomy of a Fall, Carey Mulligan in Maestro, and Lily Gladstone in Killers of the Flower Moon. For Annette Bening in Nide, I was kind of surprised she was nominated for this, considering she's not really nominated for very many of the major ones, like a Golden Globe, but that's about all I see. Yeah, not too much for this role. Emma Stone for Poor Things. I don't know. I've seen the trailer and she acts really weird in it, so maybe that's why she got nominated. I don't know. She won the BAFTA. Um, won the Critics' Choice. Won the Golden Globe for musical or comedy, since they separate acting categories. Nominated for Gotham, Satellite. Yeah, so okay, she has a fair amount of wins and nominations. I'm not gonna scroll through like all of her nominations because she has a bunch. Sandra Hüller was for Anatomy of a Fall. So she was nominated for BAFTA, Critics' Choice, Golden Globe. There's a win. There's a win. Mostly nominations, not really wins. All right. I don't really see her winning. Carey Mulligan, Maestro. Let's see. She was nominated for BAFTA, Critics' Choice, Golden Globe, not a Gotham. Um, Not much else, maybe? There was a win for whatever that was. Yeah. Okay. Mostly nominations there. Finally, Lily Gladstone for Killers of the Flower Moon. So let's see. She was nominated for Critics' Choice. Won the Golden Globe for drama. Won the. Okay, that's something different. That's not acting. Never mind. Um. Okay, so she won the SAG. All right. Win. Yeah, she's got quite a few wins to nominations on this. All right. Yeah, nominations. Seems about 50-50. All right. So for leading actress, mostly I think it's between Emma Stone and Lily Gladstone because it seems like these two kind of split the major awards. There's like Critics' Choice, SAG, Golden Globe, stuff like that. But I think but the Academy tends to favor more documentary films or historical films and acting. So I think that would probably push and help Lily Gladstone to win. So I think Lily Gladstone is going to win Best Performance by an Actress in a Leading Role. And then we have Best Actor in a Leading Role. We have Bradley Cooper, Coleman Domingo, Paul Giamatti, Cillian Murphy, and Jeffrey Wright. So Bradley Cooper has another Oscar he's not going to win with Maestro. Oh man, I hate these ads that come up. Really annoying. Anyway, yeah, so you can see he's nominated for a lot for this, but didn't have any wins. Yeah, he's never won a Golden Globe either. Anyway, but yeah, he's won a Grammy. Just weird. Yeah, I don't see him winning. Coleman Domingo, who I mostly know from Fear the Walking Dead, so that's kind of weird that he got nominated. But he got nominated for Rustin. Never heard of that. Not for BAFTA, Critics' Choice, Golden Globe, not Gotham. All right. I'm seeing a bunch of nominations, but not really any wins. Is that a win? Yep, there was one. Okay. Yeah. Paul Giamatti for The Holdovers. Like I said earlier, I really liked that movie, and he was really good in it. If I could choose, I think that I would want him to win, just because how well of a job he did in that movie. He was nominated for BAFTA, won the Critics' Choice. That was. See, he won the Golden Globe for musical or comedy. With the Academy and the Golden Globe actings, they mostly lean towards the drama winner instead of the musical or comedy winner, just because the Academy likes dramas. Like in case you haven't noticed, there's not too many like true comedy or even horror movies that get nominated. Like every once in a while, one will get a bunch of nominations, but it's mostly like dramas that win a large amount of them. All right, Cillian Murphy for Oppenheimer. Let's see. He got nominated for Saturn. He won the BAFTA. Nominated there. Won the Golden Globe for drama, which, like I said, the Academy looks kind of more in favor of than comedy or musical. Win. There's a win. He won the SAG. Bunch of wins. Yeah. Here it looks like more of a win to nomination ratio than Paul Giamatti had. So for leading actor, I think it'd be between Paul Giamatti and Cillian Murphy. Like I said, I'd really like Paul Giamatti to win because I really liked his acting in The Holdovers. But since the Academy leans more towards those historical slash documentary films, I think that Cillian Murphy is going to win Best Actor in a leading role. And finally, we have Best Motion Picture of the Year. So we have American Fiction, Barbie, Maestro, Past Lives, The Holdovers, Anatomy of a Fall, Killers of the Flower Moon, Oppenheimer, Poor Things, and Zone of Interest. American Fiction, let's see, it got 56 wins and 166 nominations. Got nominated for 5 Oscars. So, let's see. Got nominated for Critics' Choice. I don't think it really won any Best Film awards. Okay. Barbie got 8 nominations, 170 wins, and 422 nominations. Alright, so let's see. I don't know what the best way to. Okay, so it didn't win Best Motion Picture. Not the same thing. I wish they still did this thing to where like the top ones are at the very top. All right, let's see. Is there a Golden Globe? Okay, jump to. God damn. Golden Globes. All right. Maestro. For 7 Oscars, 21 wins, and 178 nominations. And another Oscar that Bradley Cooper isn't going to win. All right, so again, this movie seemed to have gotten nominated for a bunch of stuff, but just didn't win anything major, like motion picture nomination. Yeah, and top 10. Yeah, mostly nominations, not very many wins. Past Lives, nominated for 2 Oscars, got 76 wins and 217 nominations. I don't really see this one winning, just because it's not really one of those movies that the Academy like votes for to win. Yeah, I'm seeing like for majors. Where's that jump to? I do not like the way IMDb has this. What about the SAG? Arena. Yeah, good God. How did IMDb's layout get worse over the years? All right. The Holdovers been nominated for 5, got 122 wins and 202 nominations total. All right, let's see. I'm just gonna just jump to BAFTAs. I got a bunch of nominations. Critics' Choice got a bunch of nominations. Didn't win Best Comedy Movie. Golden Globe didn't win. It might, just because it's one of those movies that are different, but not too much of a chance. The Anatomy of a Fall got 5 nominations, 91 wins, 188 total nominations. Yeah, so let's see. BAFTAs didn't win Best Film. Critics' Choice. It won Best Foreign Language Film, which is their equivalent of international film. Let's see if I could find Golden Globes on this thing. Unless it didn't get nominated for any. But since this is an international film and it's going to win Best International Film, I really don't see it winning Best Film. There's Golden Globes, so yeah. Okay. Killers of the Flower Moon, nominated for 10, 114 wins, 393 nominations. But yeah, like I said, this, like, something with the Academy and Martin Scorsese films, like, they nominate his like crazy, but they just never win. I don't know what it is about it, but it's just odd. Yeah, cause see, even with BAFTAs, it got nominated for a bunch, didn't win any. Golden Globes, same thing, 7 nominations, 1 win. SAG nominations, 1 win. So I don't see this one really having much of a chance. Oppenheimer got nominated for 13, 310 wins, and 375 total nominations. So yeah, it has won most of what it was nominated for overall. So like with BAFTAs, it won the majority, maybe about half what it was nominated for. Critics' Choice, it won, Best Picture. And Golden Globes, it won everything, including Best Picture Drama. This one has a really good chance of winning. Poor Things, got nominated for 11 Oscars, 94 wins, and 407 nominations. So let's see. The BAFTAs, yeah, it got nominated. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Didn't win Best Picture. Golden Globes, it won Best Picture for Musical or Comedy. So yeah, it did get a bunch of nominations, but didn't really win too many. I mean, 94 is a lot, but like ratio of nominations to wins, it didn't. Zone of Interest, a nominated for 5 Oscars, 51 wins, and 158 nominations. All right, let's see. For BAFTAs, it did win 2, but that was British film, so that's like, a narrowed down category. Golden Globes, it didn't win any that it was nominated for. I don't think it was nominated for any SAG awards, as I see. One Critics' Choice was Best Foreign Language Film, so I don't really see this one having much of a chance either. For Best Motion Picture, usually it goes to the most popular or most nominated movie. But every once in a while, like one just out there movie will win. Like one out there movie, like how a few years ago Coda won. That one time when Moonlight won, but La La Land accidentally got announced because they got the wrong envelope. So yeah, sometimes an out there movie would win. This year, if it were to happen, I could see it happening with Barbie or with Poor Things, maybe The Holdovers. But I think that Oppenheimer has a pretty good shot at winning. So I think between those 4 movies, My overall prediction is that Oppenheimer is going to win Best Motion Picture of the Year. So yeah, those are my predictions for who's going to win the 2024 Oscars. Let me know down in the comments if you agree or disagree with any of them. Let me know who you think are going to win, because I always like to hear other people's opinion on this. So yeah, hopefully I do pretty well this year. I'd be happy if I can get at least half. That's usually my goal, is to at least get half of them correct. So yeah, those are my predictions. Thanks for watching.